Hi guys, I am Isa. Today we're going to learn how to set up VS Code. So of course, first you've got to install VS Code. So I'll just go to the downloads folder. I've already installed VS Code. Installing VS Code should be pretty simple. You just go to the website. So you just go to the website and then press the download button. And then download, and then run the installer. Then you should get here. This is how VS Code looks like when you first install it. So first, gonna install this stuff. First, you have to choose your theme. I'm gonna install another theme after this. So I'm not gonna pick any of these. We support for other languages. So in case you have a language that's not supported by VS Code, natively, if you know what I mean, like C or C sharp, they got install extension for those. And then tune your settings. We're gonna do that later. And then there's the command palette. We're also gonna talk about that later. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, let's just close everything. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install the extensions that we need to install. So first, how about a theme? So if we just search up theme, there are a bunch of themes you can use. How about install this theme? Also this icon pack as well, because why not? So now but how do you change the theme? Well, there's two ways. You can either use the command palette, Control Shift P. The command palette is basically just a place where you can access all of VS Code's commands. Or you can go to File, Preferences, and Theme, Color Theme. Also, the same thing for the icon theme. Command palette, icon, theme. Anyways. So yeah, now we've set all of that. So next, you've got to install any language extensions. For example, if you code in C or whatever, extensions like these. So like, for example, they have a Python extension. Since I call it Python a lot, I'm gonna install that. Here it is. So while it's installed, we're gonna go through the settings and see the options there. Control Shift P. So there are two ways to access the settings. The terminal set. Open the JSON settings. So as you can see, open default settings JSON, and also the UI settings. Some of the UI. Let me open that. Here, there's open settings UI. So they're basically just the same thing. So we're looking at the JSON settings, but you can just do the UI settings if you want. So as you can see, a bunch of stuff will change, like the telemetry level. Set that to off. Oh wait, oh yeah, this is a read only. So anyways, actually there's two settings: the default settings and the user settings. So if I open the user settings, just open the command palette to open it. So yeah, the user settings just continue saying for the user. It's basically just that. So you can change stuff, like for example, you can put this. You can change the telemetry level or whatever. You can set that to off. Let's see. Looks like it's meant to be a string. Okay, so now these are the commonly used settings. For example, autosave, font size. Let me just see the font size. We can make it bigger, like 16 instead of 14 perhaps. So then there's the font family. So basically, the font here is the one that's going to use. If you can't find this font, it's going to use this one. If you can't find that font, it's going to use this one. So let's add a font here. Or, well, remove a font. So if we go there, it's going to use this Courier new font. Let's change it back because the one I have looks kind of ugly. Also, gets help Copilot. It's just an AI programmer. I mean, no one cares about that. And there's the cursor style. You just change it to whatever you want. I'm just gonna leave it as a line. Then word wrap. Usually set this to on. So like for example, let me just make a new file over here. There's too much text. Text is gonna wrap itself. If we turn word wrap off, on the other hand, you're gonna have to scroll. Anyways, but those are all the settings we're gonna look at today. That's the end of today's tutorial. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and bye. Hi guys, I'm Isa. We was part 2 of the starting and setting up VSCode. So we're gonna continue from where we left off. So there's a bunch of this stuff. Oh, there's an auto indent. Well, I mean, you should probably just leave it as full unless it's doing anything you don't want it to do. And then, also, you can use this thing to navigate. You don't want to have to scroll through all these. For example, the mini map. The mini map is this thing up here that shows the mini map. So let's hide it because I mean it kind of just takes up space. And suggestions, it's just code suggestions. So let's create a new Python file. As you can see, suggestions, automatic suggestions. So you probably want to leave these on. Anyways, and then the workbench. You can change how it looks, or the breadcrumbs. Yeah, you can do a bunch of these. I'm not really interested in any of these, except for Zen mode, perhaps. Zen mode, it's just a mode you can do. So let's try entering Zen mode. It's gonna do this. There's gonna be no distractions. Let me get out here. The Control K is Z. That's the keybind for it. You can change the settings here, of course. And then here's the features. So here's just a bunch of features. If there's something you don't like, you can change it here. And for example, the terminal. Let me open the VS Code terminal. Here it is. Yeah, if you use Linux, you can change this. Even Mac OS, you can change this. In Windows, yeah. Since I'm using Windows, or at least I'm using Windows on this computer, you can change this to be whatever you want. Like maybe you can change it from command line to, from CMD to PowerShell. Anyways. So then the application. There's a bunch of things that has to do with VS Code, like, telemetry, experimental stuff, and things like that. And then finally the extensions. So there are a bunch of extensions here, like for example, if you have any of these extensions installed, then you can change the setting. Like I have the Python extension installed, so I can do this. Oh yeah. Anyways, so let's just open a folder. Let's just call it it's code. So now we can create a new file. Oh yeah, we've got to click that trust the authors button. Just click always trust. So I always trust you. So yeah, main.apply. Oh, basically then you just write your code. Anyways, so we're gonna look at all of these as well. So this is search. It just searches for things. It searches for things. You can also replace them with other things. So just find and replace. always changes it. Then there's Git. Oh, we're not talking about Git now. We're gonna talk about. I mean, we're gonna talk about Git in another tutorial. And then there's the debugging thing. So let's just. Okay, so since I have Python installed, I can do this. Print hello. I could say name is equal to n. I'm gonna print hello plus name. Oh, I'm gonna turn this hello into a string, of course. And then I'm gonna add an exclamation mark after that. So now let's create a launch.json file. You know, to customize the run and debug thingy. So now let's press the run button and run this Python file. I'm just gonna wait for a minute until it runs. So the code will run. So you can also debug the code. So yeah, we have to set a breakpoint. Let's set a breakpoint here. Oh no, how about here instead? So now let's run it again. So now at the breakpoints, we're gonna see all the info about the stuff. Like for example, this name variable, as you can see, equals to n. Also all these special variables. Think about that. But yeah, there also need some controls over here. Use them to step over, step into, step out, restart, stop, things like that. And here are the extensions. I already know about that. And finally, there's testing. So you know, you can use test frameworks. I mean, we don't really care about that right now. So yeah, that's the end of today's tutorial. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. So bye.